All right, guys. Oh, it's been a while. Sorry, we've had a lot of technical hitches, but we're back. Yeah, we're back for good. All right, and now I'll quickly take us through this. You get this document. You're gonna get this document sent to you. It's on navigation bar. Navigation bar in web development. We ought to have gotten to that stage, surpassed that stage now. All right, so we've been able to get the software we're looking for to continue our production. So that let's move on. Let's move on. So CSS, we build navigation bar basically using HTML and CSS. All right. So what's a navigation bar? It's an important component of web design. It helps users to easily navigate between different sections of a site. These are the kind of thing you see on the website that displays things like home, about, about us, services, contact us, all those stuff you see. And there are basically two types of navigation bar. We have the vertical, we could be straight up, and then we have the horizontal. So navigation bars are typically built with HTML using list elements. I hope you remember what list is, the UL and the LI. Okay, unordered lists and the ordered lists, UL, OL, LI, and all this, all that. And then when you use the list elements, you style it with CSS to give it a great look. And that's all what um, HTML and CSS is about. Build with HTML, build the structure, and then you decorate it with CSS. So navigation bar is just a list of links that will guide you around a website when you visit it. All right. So this is a sample. The vertical navigation bar looks something like this. All right. It's stacked on each other. And what about the horizontal? All right. That one is like this. It floats after each other. So where you're going to start is you can try the example below. All right. Doc type HTML. You're going to do that. You're going to do that with this assignment. You do it, all right, and then just one page, and then all right. So like you can see here, href, all right, home, news. This is if you have created extra web pages. If you created extra web pages, you put it here. We're using the a tag. All right, so this, assuming I've taught you all this anyway. You've covered this. So a tag, you are linking like 4 pages. This is home page, news page, contact page, about page. So when you're putting it here, you have to use the proper one, maybe home.html, news.html, contact.html, about.html. All right, you have to take note of that so that this can pan out well. So when you do that, the result I'm expecting, which you're going to show me, should look like this. When you do yours, should look something exactly like this. So let's take navbars one after the other. A horizontal navbar are stacked horizontally next to each other. I've explained that. All right. Using ULI and LI. And yes, you float it so that they can align with each other like this. It's called floating. And how do you do that? You have to use what we call the float property. Float property is added to the li elements. Can we have a good look at that? Yeah. That you will find that done with CSS. So doc type, the header 2, All right, paragraph margin 10 pixels. The UL, you're styling the UL here. All right, and then UL, the LI of the UL, that is the list, or the LI there, you are floating them left. All right, and then the LI, the all the addresses, this is what they will appear as. All right, if you have gone through the previous classes, you should be able to get that. If you have not done that in the previous class, then you need to take a revision or get across to me. All right, so now look at the example. From all the examples here, which you're going to produce, because I expect you to produce this, right? So that you can give me this product above, this product above. All right, you're handling like a project. All right, so when I have that, so an explanation, overflow. You can see overflow there. You'll be wondering what is the use of overflow. Overflow. Oh yeah. All right, so overflow is here, is hidden. What's the meaning of overflow? Hidden. We've done that before, but just as a reminder, overflow hidden. What does it mean? It prevents list items from going outside of the list. So when you create your list and you kind of float it, instead of it to go outside of the list, this overflow makes sure it doesn't. All right, you know background color. The float is to float left. Display block property. We've done that. All right. Padding, text decoration, none. This one removes underline from the links. All right. Set list style type. This one removes bullet points, the margin, and then the padding. So can we see real world examples of navigation bar? Yes. Let's look at a couple of websites. Look at this site, nairametrics.com. All right, look at the navigation bar right here. Navbar. There are navbars that have drop down. Because this topic is a bit wide. We are going to cover that in the next video. All right, so this on nairametrics.com, you could go and check it out. On google.com, its own navbar is here and here. Here and here. It doesn't really have much navigation bars. All right, this are its footer. So it's footer. We can call this ones the navigation bar. And then on allsourcehighschool.com, yeah, look at our navbar. Look at our navbar of allsourcehighschool.com. Okay. And then the Sun. There's a newspaper. The Sun, the UK edition. Look at the navigation bar. It has two levels of navigation bar. Wow, that's an advanced one. All right, but this is just to show you how it is done. All right, you can also do your horizontal navbar using flex. All right, we use float in this video in previous tutorial, but you can also learn how to use what we call CSS flex box. Right, CSS flex blocks. The following example, create an equal looking horizontal navbar as above, but with flexible box. All right, you're quietly to type this all out. I'm talking to the current class, so where we have covered all these. All right, when you type all this out, you will see the outcome. So I'm expecting you to display the outcome for me to see, and then you are going to explain what you understand by it. Is okay? All right, so the display is flex. Display is flex. On the other one, it is float. The previous one we did is float. All right, when instead of display, you wrote float left. So the solution here are display flex. This creates a flex content, and by default, the items are shown from left to right. All right, and just by adding one line to the UL block, justify content center, you have a horizontally centered navbar. All right, an example: horizontally centered navbar with flex. All right, these are the codes. Yeah, display it for me to see. And when you do that, when you do this code here, you will have these products. So I hope you're numbering that. You're going to show me about 4 or 5 things now. All right. All right. So here we had an active class to highlight the link corresponding to current page to let users know which page section he is on. This way, it will be easy for the user to know whatever page he is on, because the tab of the page will be highlighted on the nav bar. Will be highlighted on the nav bar. The class .active will be added. All right. So in case somebody clicks home or news or contact or about anyone you click, looking at it, anybody that just comes around, they just know the page you're on, because it will be somewhat highlighted, so that nobody will just be guessing which page you are on. It will be somehow highlighted. So, all right, using display flex, right, the LIA, that is the A. I wish I could ask you a question, somebody could just answer me immediately. That what is A for? What is A tag for? What does it represent? So is it A, the A tag, which is for the link, the links, yeah, the links behind the website, the web page behind the link. That is what A tag is for. It's a hover, not dot active. So that will cause that to happen. That will cause that to happen. All right. And it says the background color of that um, active code. The background color should be this. So you could go ahead and do that. So you should have your active bar being highlighted by green background color. When you do that, you now have something like this. So somebody will know that you're on home page. If it's news you choose, the green will be on the news background. Somebody will know you are at the news background. Now, putting all this together, you can see that if you create a web page now, you have a lot of functionalities that can already show on the home page. All right, so you can right align last link. All right, you can right align one or more links by floating the list items to the right. What does that mean? What does that mean? When we're using this is when you're using floats. Okay, when you're using float, you can just right align the last link that is used. The last link that is there, you can send it to the right end, the extreme end. Look at it. Home, news, contact, and then if you right align, it goes here, about. Okay. Okay. Float left. Oh, yep. What do I want to show you? Float left. Yeah. Align center. Active. Active. Everything is active here. The active is active is right here. Is not having any issues at all. Okay. Then border divider. Border dividers. You can add border right property to the li elements, to all li's except the last, to create link dividers. If you are going to divide the links like this, all right, so you could put that divider here to the right, except the last link, because the essence is that the last link, there's nothing else after it, so there's no point giving it any demarcation, any sort of demarcation. All right, so border right, float left, then give the border right, and then that will give you what you need. Please take note, all this li last child. All right, so we also have a fixed navigation bar. You can stay fixed at the top or bottom of a page. When you do this, you use the position property along with top or bottom. The essence of this is that while you are scrolling, the navigation bar will be sticking on top. It won't be scrolling with the page, because there are sides that when you are scrolling, you scroll away. This web the navigation bar scrolls away as you're scrolling up, or whether you're scrolling down. Okay, but this one stays fixed at the top. So I have all the codes for you to do that. The effect of this is that while you are scrolling up or down, the navigation bar stays in sight, fixed to the top or bottom, rather than moving out of view when scrolling, like in the examples above. So this is the ETA position fixed. Yeah. All right, so this is the code. Yeah, it's gonna do you're gonna get some work right there. Okay, but just go ahead and do it. And this is CSS. Display the outcome for me to see. Please note that for some technical reason, fixed position might not work properly on mobile devices. You may not see it on your phone. No. If you're using phone, to check it. You may code. Your code may be right, but for phone to display it properly, it might have issues. It might show and it might not show. It might show sometime, might not show sometime. So there's another one, sticky navigation bar. Okay. This one toggles between relative and fixed position depending on the scroll position. A sticky element is position relative until a certain scroll position is reached. Then it sticks in that place. Alright, this is just an in-between fixed navigation bar and non-fixed one. Alright, it's possible that while you are scrolling, the thing continues to follow you along, and when it gets to a point, it just stops. Alright, it just stops scrolling along with you, or it is activated to start scrolling along with you when you are scrolling. You will get that effect by running this code here. So you have quite some work to do. Is there anything I want to say here? Position sticky. Just this code makes the whole difference. All right, so here we go. Now please, this is a continuation. If you notice all these breaks, it's not that we have two documents or two separate documents. It's just a continuation. All right, when you have a code coming up and get to the other side and it's like a break, please take note, it's the same page. All right, so I'll see you and I'll be expecting all your submissions.